Everyone, this is Steve from True Market Finance. I thought I'd just sign in with you guys today to pull up some videos on some of the things that I'm selling and buying. Today, I just went in and put a short in on this stock, trend. I just throw in, a lot of times I just throw in these here just to kind of, because I don't actually trade through TradingView, but I like to just put in a couple of stops in here so that you can see what's kind of going on, where I kind of roughly bought in at and where I put a stop in, just so it's easier to follow it. Um, I know I was talking to you guys recently about the indicator that I use. And as you can see on the chart here, I'll move it over here a bit. Um, we have these trend lines. So as you move along these trend lines, let me grab my pen, guys. As you move along this trend line, you can come in here and put in a short position at this spot here. And as you noticed, guys, I'm on a weekly chart here. I only search for stuff on a weekly chart. So this has made a good trend. These are each one of these bars right here are weekly bars. So with that, it gives you a good trend. So if you see, if I come out here, take that off for a second. If we come out here, this is why I picked this stock, because as you can see here, we got a double top. I really like that. Then we're in a downtrend, so we got these red lines. So a lot of times this one will come in here, break, then we'll have a sell down here at the bottom. Right here. And then I'll notice a lot of times lately, when you get a sell down here, and then we move back over here into a daily chart, once we've found the trend, then I find we come back here. A lot of times when we get a sell in here on the daily chart, and then you come up here to the top, a lot of times you'll get a little pullback on the daily chart. You get a pullback in here, it'll come back up to this line and then come back. So then what you might want to do is kind of watch that a lot of times and see if that happens. But anyway, so what I'll do is I'll come in here, find this trend. I'll find where it's coming, and then I'll short it. So I'll look here, see a double top. It gives me a trend. We've crossed this trend line right here. And then it's going to continue on down, or that's what our hope for is here. So I've bought in here. We see right here it's done a little bit of a pullback. Oop. I'm kind of messing that up, guys. It's done a little bit of a pullback in here, and my game plan is that it's going to go and then continue down. So that's one of my shorts that I just did today. Just because I believe that all these, let me go in here to the indexes. I have a whole wax. As you see, I break it all down. So then if we go into, say, where's my indexes? I have a list here of indexes. There we go. So we got a list of indexes. I can go through these all the time. And I'm on a weekly chart again. A weekly chart, and then you just watch. You see, double top here, comes down, pull back. So, this is one spot here we want to watch. If this pole bounces off that and heads down, then what we want to do is go into that whole trend. But what I'll do is take you into XHB. These is your builders and the building supplies and things like that. With the chip shortage, man shortage, um, or women shortage nowadays, and workers and construction workers and materials and with inflation and everything else, people aren't now going to start buying too much of this, is what I'm guessing at. And as you can see, we broke the trend here. We got a sell here. And I usually wait till, see this green line? I usually wait till it triggers another red, and then I'll come in here. Or what we could do is go out here to the daily and do it and go to the sell here, which pulls you right there. And see what I'm talking about, guys? It comes down here and then breaks back up and then comes down. So what you might do is wait for that pullback, or you can put in here and then go from there. Now, something I do, as I was preaching the other day to you guys, well, actually, I'll finish my situation here. So what I'll do is then find, okay, I've found XHB is a good stock to short. It's moving in a new trend. It's doing well. So then what I've done to make life simple is go into now US home builders. And then I can go through each and every one of these on a weekly chart. See what I'm talking about? It's just sideways. That one is not doing anything. Not doing anything at all in that chart. So you don't even want to freaking even look at that. Or you can watch down this area, in case it breaks that eventually. But then you can go into builders first. I've been watching that one. When it breaks this trend line, so you have put a trend line in here where it's bounced off of that on a weekly chart, guys. This is the only way to see a trend is forming. So we bounced off this trend line. See, we pulled up to the top, couldn't go any further, come down, bounced off that trend line, came back up, bounced off that trend line. So it created a double top right here and right here. And I'm guessing eventually it's going to head down. So in the end, that's going to be a good stock. But then, I'm saying, this is another stock. I'm really watching this one. And if this wasn't doing, I can move this. If this wasn't creating a fairly good dollar here today, I'd probably have shorted this one as well. But I will be buying this one because we broke out here. We've broke out and it's showing signal here. We got this double red line, which shows it's going down. And then we got into the daily chart here. We got the same thing going on. We have a sell here. We have both red lines here. And we're heading on down here, guys. So I really like Whirlpool. And that'll likely be my next short. Let me keep an eye on it, but likely be my next short. We're also coming into a tightening here. It just broke that as well right here. So it's just going to be an overall good stock. But this is the way I break down all these guys so we can go into. These are all builders. So that index, we saw it was down. And we'll make more money by going through each and every one of these. Another one, good one. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Weekly chart. double top. Both lines are red. We got a sell here. Boom. Downtrend, which is makes me really super happy. And if it wasn't for this being in the green today up here, then I probably would short that one as well. But if you got the cash in your portfolio, these little green guys too, sometimes they can create extra money by pulling back like this and then heading down. But I don't think this one's going to pull back that much. But because you got these two lines here coming down, pretty tight together. It usually keeps this together and then goes from there. Now I want to show you something else I got going on here, guys. If we move this, back into a daily chart and we go back to Whirlpool, I did this today on Whirlpool. I created this as well. So you can go into a weekly chart. This is the best way of doing this. Go into weekly chart. You and then you start up here at the high and pull down the low, and then it'll split out. But what you can do with this app is you go in here to this one here, your parallel channel, and what that does. Actually, let's just go in here. And then what you do is you'll go up here at the top, click on it once, pull down here, and then click on it again, and then it pulls down, and you make a trend. And see, so when we break that trend, like it did right here, and right here, then it shows you we're on another path down here too. So it's handy to have those that little tidbit there. You can move it, put in a sideways or whatever you like with that one. But it's quite handy because then what you can do with that, then move into your daily chart. And we'll scroll out here. Now see what's happened here is we come down here, then went into the middle, come down. Never once do we break that trend except for there. So you watch, it doesn't break out, change trend direction. No, it pulled back down here, came back up. It just stayed within that perimeter. As well, we got this down here that's showing us that we are in a sell position as well. So something else I've been looking at lately too, folks. When we get this little spot right here, we pull back, which is right here. And then when you get this signal right here, oops, messing things up here. Right when you get this signal right here, I would consider, or bounces right off this trend line here and starts moving down. This is where I would buy a little bit more if you want to short a little bit more. Then it's breaking another trend here. We're breaking another trend here, moving down. And then you can just add to your position until it breaks out of this trend. And in the end, guys, what you want to do is stay on this weekly chart until it breaks trend. See what happened here? When we came back up in here, we had a good uptrend the whole time. Stayed green here, stayed green here. Then we started seeing these spots. Double top here, and then it pulled below. Then we had a trend right here. Actually, hold on. We could do this a bit better. We could even pull it up to here where it's blocked off. So when we got this signal here also broke this trend here because we broke this line as well. We got the confirmation that it's going south. That's why I like the whirlpool here, guys, because it's showing a really good nice trend for the short position. And I like shorts. Those you have to really be careful on. But if we go into where's my list here? No, that's not where I want to be. I want to go in here. Chart type. I like the Higinachi. I just find it cleaner and better. But when I go into trade, I'll switch over to these bar charts. And this is what I was talking about. So today's day is right here on the 4th. So what you could do, guys, is so what I'm talking about when I'm saying when I put in an order, I'll put a stop in last night or early this morning before the market come right here. So I'll put a stop limit order, and then in the previous day's close is right here. So then I'll put my stop in there. Nice and tight. You only got like a small amount there. But today, what's happened, as you can see, it pulled back. That's why we get, a green day today. So what's going to likely happen, we got a downtrend going on here. And today we just had a pullback. So likely today that won't trigger. So at the end of the day, no foul, no, you're not going to lose any money. But if it had opened like it did here on this day, and we put a stop in up in here, this day here would have triggered it. And we'd be a little bit down today, but we're still within, the spot here where we below our stop right here. So what this does by putting in your stop limit order here, it confirms that trend. As in previous videos I have pointed out, it just confirms that trend that it's on the way down. So what we want is we want to see that is red here. We want to see that we got double red up in here, which if we pull back, we'll see here we got red, here we got red, here we got red. So this means it's going down. So a short position is what we want. What we'll do is put in a confirmation here, and it didn't trigger. So at the end of the day, it'll just cancel that order. You haven't lost any money. Everyone's happy because that's the object of the game here, guys. We don't want to lose a dime. So, if that doesn't do that, hey, that's okay. Because if this does, let me take it here. If this pulls back like it did here, and then we get another pullback up here, and it bounces off this line, which is done, multiple times here. Look, bounce, bounce. So we come up and bounce again. We can buy it at a better price, and then it comes down. And then what we do is want to watch, and likely not trigger here. It'll probably bounce back up here again, or bounce up halfway and then back down. And then this way you can, if you have a decent sized portfolio, it works a lot easier. And it's a lot of cash in the background. So every time you get, um, let me take this here for a second. If I go out a little further here, I find every time you get these little spots, it comes down like it did, and it pulled back here. You could buy another position there, comes back here, pulls back to the line, buy another position here, comes back here, pulls back here, buy another position here. When this comes back here, pulls back here, you can buy another position here. If it comes down here again and then pulls back, buy another position here. It comes back here, buys another position here. You can just keep buying these spots. Or save your account if you have the option of selling calls and puts. You can also buy those in there or sell those in there as well, and make money the other way. So what you'd want to do is sell a call just outside the money here, sell a call outside the money here, buy a call outside the money here. Take those dollars that you get for that call, and then, buy a position here, buy a position here, buy a position here, buy a position here, buy another position here, buy another position, so you are using free money to make money. So I like that theory. It always is a good thing. Anyway, guys, that's what I've been looking at. So you can just go through these home builders. This is what I was kind of been talking to you guys a lot about recently. Oh, let's go back. I kind of like these Haginachi. Sometimes, guys, also too, I'll go into, especially when I was drawing in that other. I'll do this when I'm trying to draw in those. What do you call it? This parallel channel. Sometimes I'll do this because it just kind of gives me a better spot to put in these trend lines. Like, and come down here. Oops. And then what you do is you then can. It just makes it easier for. Then you go back into Haginachi, which I like, and then you take and go into a daily chart and see. It, look at this, guys. Maybe I should be looking at this. Look at this chart. Lows. We got a head and shoulders here. We're on a downtrend. We're staying inside this. Look at, we broke that red line here. We got a sell in here. Oh, watch this spot though. This could now pull back to this line here before it goes down. So be careful there. It could do a pullback right today. It's in the green, so just kind of keep an eye on that one. And like I said, we can also this is a Haginachi, but I like doing it on the other one. You can do it on the Haginachi as well, but you can put a stop limit here and a stop here. So you can put a stop in here to protect yourself in case it goes against you. you could put a stop limit in here. Oops, can't spell today. And if it continues in your trend, which we want this to continue down, it'll trigger that buy right there, and then it'll continue down. But my guess, with this bouncing right off this line, my guess it'll probably maybe turn and come back to here a bit. It'll do a little pullback before it comes down, and then back up, and then down and back up. So you want to be careful with that on that stock. So I wouldn't short that one right yet unless you got yourself on that, stop limit outside of the only like 2 or 3, 4 pips below the longest wick of that candlestick. And then in the end, you'll hopefully come out with some really good positions. So that's something I did this morning. I bought that. I shorted that stock that I showed you earlier, and I just or even before the market opens, sometimes I'll go through and just start flipping through and looking and seeing what my chart patterns are looking like. What do I got going on here? Where's the trend going to happen? Because we had made a lot of money recently in the tech stocks because we saw this trend, like we had in Roku, we had made a lot of money in what the heck's the name of that stock? Upstart. Yes, you got a couple of little jaunts up here too, guys. Restaurants, Mohawk, Under Armour. I was looking at this TJX a couple times too. It's got see a double top in here. I'm kind of watching it a little bit too. Oops. Why am I going into? I want to check and see if we have. What I was thinking about. Oh, there's another one. Alarm. This one looked good recently too. It's gonna maybe break out. I was watching Coop for a while. I don't know what happened with it. It seems to be in a pullback a little bit here, but I think it's going to go further lower too. Ring Central today, it's in the green, but it's going to, I think, do a little pullback here and then head south again too. There's just so many stocks I find right now. That look good. Target's been really. I've been watching Target a lot lately, and I actually had some option trades on Target for the past while, and then I haven't because I love this. As soon as I saw that, and then it broke this trend here, I had put some and made all this money right here on a put. Then we did a nice little pullback here, and I think it's going to break this trend eventually. I really do believe. I don't. We got double red, but it's going sideways. We have come down here, done a little pullback, which it always does. It goes like this, guys, all the way down. We have our signal down here that's red. We've done a nice little pullback here. So it's breaking. So this is all this. And I just think it's now going to come down. Even though Target's a good company, it's just gone so much that it's gotta it just has to pull back. McDonald's, man, we're having Iger's got some stuff going on over there with the pork. We got some problems in Russia with Russians want to take over their restaurants. Just a whole bunch of things there. So I've kind of been watching that one. Um, I don't know why I can't find. This is something I had little. It's a week, so it's not going to work on a week. I did a little bit of If you guys are into crypto, I saw this happening one day. It's a nice trend. They're all these candlesticks, especially Haganachi. It just kind of shows you nice, smooth pattern. And if I didn't have this indicator in here with these uh, green and blue lines in here, you go in settings and you can change it or whatever. But normally these are all green, so you get these nice candlesticks that show all an uptrend. You had this down here that was above and doing well. It just was a nice little, just made a few bucks on it. I just kind of threw it in there just to, have fun. It's not something I normally do, but when I was flipping through on a weekend and saw a position like that, I thought, what the heck? Let's make a few bucks on the weekend. And in a few days, I just did that. Made a few bucks, which was always nice. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take us one thing before we go. Let's go into crypto trades. This here is our Bitcoin weekly chart. Let's scroll out here. Now, these are double tops here. This, as you can see, I put one of those trend lines in here because it's just kind of going sideways. Now, to average people, they would not like this at all. At all. Zilch, zero, nada. But I love this because I'm not ready to retire yet. And this sideways action means that I'm going to buy here and we're going to make lots of money. I was watching a interesting video the other day, guys, and I want to explain to you that I think it was only like 1% of the population is going to have an average of one Bitcoin. So what he was pointing out, and I just love it, that as many people, especially as retailer investors, the more of us get one Bitcoin, like a whole Bitcoin, and as you can see, it's, what, 45,000, 48,000 area, 45,000. It's a lot of money. But if you can make it, just keep throwing money in there all the time and build it and build it and build it, you're going to have 45,000. And just like, what, a year ago, we're up here at 70,000. And the prediction is that this thing is going up here to $1 million, 120,000, it's going there eventually. So just keep adding to your Bitcoin, And the reason, guys, I picked Bitcoin, I have all these other, as you can see, I got all kinds of crypto trades that you could play with and jump in and out of and things like that. But that's it. You want to jump kind of in and out, make a few bucks if you want to kind of play that. But I find that I can make more money off of this Bitcoin because you're going to make the profits as it's going up. Um, it's just and then later on in life when this is, we're buying and selling and, you're living off this Bitcoin and everyone is kind of foobar because they're still working in the realm of the government banking system when the future is going to be all on this digital currency. Um, and right now, why I believe in this theory of what I was listening to the other day is because right now our government dictators and things like that, they haven't really caught up to the the whole scope of this um, Bitcoin world. They haven't. So it's kind of like the war. Nobody likes seeing that people get hurt and things like that. But um, and it's a horrible thing. Don't get me wrong, guys. But the governments were so behind, and Russia has been dictating this forever, as China is about Taiwan, and they just choose to ignore the whole situation. So I just find right now, while we can, we can buy this here, why wouldn't you? Until they catch up to the world. And then by the time they figure everything out, we'll be, way up here. Way up there. So, and we'll have money in the bank. Um, we'll be able to provide for our families. We'll be in that 1% where, you know, we're living easier and better with, because as you can see, guys, all the time when you get pullbacks like this, every single time, the big ins guys come in here. They love this because they're coming in here as soon as it pulls back like it does. They're buying. Big institutions buying this stuff up like crazy because they're starting to catch on that this is the way of the future. And the more they own, the more power they're going to have. So um, uh, I want to see you guys, retail investors, making that money with them because they're going to get there. They have more money than we have, and we can never compete against what they do. But with that, we can get in here where it's um, low and going sideways. And when it does take off, which it's going to do one day, is where we're making money. Another thing I want to put in before I go is make sure you put this in a Moon wallet. Let me get rid of my pen. MUUN. If you have here you own your own private keys. Um, and that's what you want. You want to own those keys so that, because if you have it stuck on Coinbase or if you have it in Gemini or anything like that, that where you don't own your own keys, the government can come in there and put a stop to that. Hold your account, um, seize it, block it, do what they wish with it if they want. If you own your own private keys, as Mr. Trudeau in Canada has just been showing through facts of life, when he wanted to block someone's account for giving to the trucker convoy. He wasn't able to do it. He couldn't do it. If anything, Coinbase or anything else could, but they couldn't. So as you buy on Coinbase or Gemini or any of those guys, I would move it to your Moon wallet, and even safer, I would move it into a Trezor hard wallet or cold wallet, I guess this is a Trezor, a Jade, any of those wallets where it takes it completely off the internet, completely, so nobody can take that unless they know your private keys and your phrases. They can't touch that at all because it's not on the internet. There's no way to access it, and it's just safe as it can be. It just sits there and grows and grows and grows. And then in the future, when we need that, it's going to be right there, guys. Something else I also say, anyone with really, especially nowadays with the inflation and everything else, um, don't worry. Um, we're going to get there. It's going to take a little bit longer, unfortunately. But if you take and put, if you get no money, $20 away in another account or in like a Bitcoin wallet, just $20 a week. $20 a week will give you $80 a month. $80 a month, which I'm going to do simple math here, guys, is like $1,000 a year. Now, that's what you put in, $1,000 a year. Then you got the price of Bitcoin here going up. You have that to work with it. It's the simple thing called compounding interest, guys. Compounding interest is a beautiful thing. It just keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. You don't have to even do anything. Just keep adding that $20 a week in there. And I guarantee you're going to spend $20 on something so simple and so ridiculous. It just, you won't even see it. It just make it a bill. And when you do your bills of the week, it just punch that in, gone, disappear. You know, and if emergency comes up, you can use this cash, but um, other than that, I would forget it even exists. It's a bill that just disappears. So that's my little spew for today, guys. As I was saying, I am here in. I have a blue list I've created for myself. This is one thing I'm great about TradingView. You can create all these little flags. You can create a list that, so these here are all my trades. I have put on this. I have call and a put on this because it's kind of been doing sideways thing. I have a put on this. I have a put on this. Actually, I have a call and a put on that. I have a short position here. Today I put a short position here. I have a long position here, long position here. And these are just a couple of other ones I just kind of tossed in here because I was kind of watching them. Kind of been looking at this guy. Nice short. I'm really enjoying the trend of this one because look at, we broke this trend here. We get down on both these. It's just really looking good. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. And good luck in your trading. it's a whole nother week gonna happen, and good luck out there, guys. Wish you luck, and I hope that you make lots of money. Talk soon.